Hello everyone, this is Schultzy, and I'm going to be bringing you some Xcom, and I would like to give you some tips and tricks on the taking down the sectopod. The biggest thing, first, I have to say, is I have something new coming out that I've been trying to get out. I hope you watch it. It's with Dishonored, but now to the meat of the game, what I'm going to talk about. Xcom, the sectopod, a very, very dangerous creature. Not the most dangerous thing in the game, but honestly, I would say the second most dangerous in this game. And honestly, when I first came across this thing, it was a what the fuck moment. This thing is a bipodal tank, pretty much, for the aliens. They have a laser beam attack. It also has a plasma attack that lets the creature be on Overwatch almost immediately, and has a artillery type attack that has an area effect. So right then there, high health points, 25 on normal, 30 on classic. This thing is very, very devastating. This thing is not something to be trifled with. As a whole, when you see this thing, it usually has roughly 2 to 3 repair drones with it, usually. And when you see that, that is probably one of the first things you want to take out. The repair drones will make this thing even more viable and more dangerous. You do not want this thing to be regaining health whatsoever. And I honestly encourage, when you see this thing, to be taking those things out first. Yes, you may be saying, oh, the thing is going to cause damage. You want to make sure it can't repair. Now, honestly, the biggest thing is that when you see these things, you should at least have minimum laser technology research, preferably plasma technology, because normal rounds will be not doing as much damage. This thing, when you have laser technology, you can really put some damage and inflict some serious damage on the thing. But honestly, I mean, literally, Heavy Soldier at its best can do 20 damage to the sectopod. It's not that common to do it, but it can do it, and that's why you want plasma technology. Now, the biggest thing is a sniper engaging at long range is a very good thing, mainly because a sniper with a headshot and double shot, that can seriously do some serious damage and knock this thing down on its health really, not quickly, but enough that you won't have to worry about it whatsoever. Another thing I was going to say is the fact that your Heavy Soldier, not only its rockets will be very paramount to taking down this monstrous creature. This thing is a scary get. You can just see right now, just see something stomping like that coming at you and setting up to take down your men is a scary proposition. And as I said, definitely take down the little drones, the repair drones, because you do not want that thing to be taking down your men and helping keep that thing up and running. Furthermore, as a whole, the sniper at a long range, double tapping it and making sure that person has that on there with plasma weapons doing significant amount of damage. Heavy weapons guy, you're going to want to put a rocket down range doing significant damage. Now, the other thing is, what you want to definitely have with the your heavy man is make sure they're upgraded with halo sighting and heat rounds. The reason why, when you have heat rounds and halo targeting, is heat rounds does more damage to robotic enemies. This is a robotic bipodal tank. So right then there, you're going to do a little bit more damage. Second thing is, the halo targeting, you want to make sure that if the person doesn't shoot their rocket, you make sure they hit it, and if you can't guarantee a hit, if you're pretty sure it won't hit, use suppression so it gains your units the ability increased accuracy upon the tank. This thing you want to make sure you hit with as much firepower as possible, and when you have halo targeting shot on that and making sure all your increased percentage to hit, that is super important. You do not want to let your men pretty much be getting any problems, because this thing is on Overwatch, so if you're trying to blitz in, you're not going to have the best ability. Yes, someone may say, use lightning reflexes to get in close. That is a very good idea. The thing is, you do not want to be forcing your men in a horrible position, because honestly, even if you have a man with lightning reflexes and you get him up close, you're now having that man under full focus of the enemy. So that one time of using lightning reflexes to take a missed overshot, your man is going to be having an increased chance of being targeted and having the full firepower of this creature, this bipodal tank on them. And you know what? I have never found that as a serious, great response to him. I found out that usually engaging at a distance, and honestly, when this bipodal tank tries to subdue artillery strikes, you can start, if they're far enough away, you can actually circumvent their rounds and not be hit by it. And honestly, and usually you'll be able to blitz into cover, so the overwatch won't be able to take effect. That's why I feel engaging at long range and suppression and all these tactics are going to be best done for it. Yes, I screwed up. Yes, I triggered off those floaters. Honestly, yes, right now I felt personally it was better to take out these floaters because I did not want to be dealing with being cut off from behind and get my men having to worry about an attack from behind. And yes, I know I wasn't fully focusing on this thing, but you can see our artillery attack like that, very damaging. Yes, you do not want your men completely bunched up, but you also need to think sometimes cover. Sometimes it's better to have them line abreast. Sometimes, not every time. It's not guaranteed 100%. You can see 2 attacks doing serious damage, taking my man down to there. And honestly, that's why I have to say is that you got to be very careful. You got to be cautious what you have to do. And flanking routes through cover is the best thing to do. Because you could just see right then there, my men are in a huge line having to deal with this problem. Yes, the guy throws a grenade. Thing is, I was trying to figure out how to deal with the best guy. Yes, I know, men were too close in cover. Yes, that was my mistake, but I was more concerned about the bipodal tank because that thing is a dangerous motherfucker. And also, that's another thing. What I did is make sure you take your major threat, because honestly, I'm going to be overwhelmed. I don't want to have that happen, so I make sure that happens. And you could just see, make sure you have a free range to circumvent them, because you could see right then and there, boom, move into range, and get them. But honestly, back to the bipodal tank. Make sure heavy weapons with a rocket, heavy weapons with halo support, and heat rounds to do extra damage. Engage at range. When the thing sets up for its artillery attack, you bug out of there. Make sure you're out of sight of range for the creature, so when it tries to do an overshot attack, which it automatically gets, it won't take down one of your units. Make sure a sniper with a headshot perk and and make sure you hit the thing to do extra damage. This focusing fire on this tank. This is why that's the biggest thing. Focus fire on this thing. Focusing fire on this creature is what you have to do. You gotta pretty much use impunity, huge amounts of fire, withering fire upon it, and just keep on hitting it with it. This is not a creature just to be lightly taken, and that little stomping little effect, it's setting up for its next attack. And you can see that you just have to learn its strategies while its movements. And honestly, these bipodal tanks are in several different aspects. And you can see 3, 2, 1, shoots the laser attack, takes my man down. I was very lucky, but you know what? Do not rely on your luck. Do not always rely on your powers. Your powers is used as a last-ditch effort. And that's what I would like to say is that everyone says use your powers. You can, but you do not use them as an ability to keep you going. But you can see what I'm doing here. You're just using withering fire, using the powers of each of your units, of a sniper, your heavy support, and the rest of everyone else just shooting rounds downrange, keeping it being hit and doing as much damage as possible. Higher level technologies like laser are good. The best is plasma. Plasma is always best, but you want to make sure you get it upgraded as far as possible. As you can see, boom. Make sure your men are in cover. Make sure you do put withering amount of fire upon them to do a significant amount of damage. I hope this has helped. And honestly, as I said again, and this is my last repeat, sniper, headshot, significant damage. Heavy weapons team, heat rounds, halo, to increase accuracy and increase damage against this robotic foe. Everyone else, engage with any weapons that you can get. I hope this has helped. Please tell me what you think. I have more of these in the future. I hope this helped. Thank you, everyone. And thank you, and good night.
They fixed everything. Calm down.
I'm taking fire!